Hey, so I thought that this video would be something different, but it is looking like this is the video that we're getting. So, welcome to my first video. I struggled with like figuring out what I wanted my first video to be about, but at a certain point you just have to take a leap of faith. And so this is me getting on cam, straight full energy, and I just want to give you this because I feel like it's gonna help you, you know? So I wanted to talk about how in the culture we live in, there's this tendency to look at things that are feminine and soft and subjective as if they aren't real or important, you know? And it's like when we do that, we are giving up the part of ourselves that I think in the future we're gonna see is so deeply human. It's so deeply human. It's the thing that AI will not be able to replace. And I think that as we go forward, we're gonna see that the things that we thought were silly or weak are the things that save us. Because it's only gonna be so long before we have nothing left to throw ourselves into but our humanness. So I want to talk about a few things, like a couple examples in our society that everybody suffers with, and it's like we don't see that the thing we're struggling with comes from the part of ourselves that we rejected. Because your feelings matter and your soul matters. And if you think they don't, and you try and go through life with just your mind, these are the types of issues that we get. So, first example, right? In work today, in this culture, what people tend to do is they pick something that they think other people will pay them lots of money for. And that's their goal in life. And so the average person has been trained to turn themselves into what is essentially a sellout. Because what they're doing is they're going out and they're saying, whatever it takes to earn money, that's what I'm gonna do. And it doesn't matter if it's my passion, and it doesn't matter if it's something that lights my soul ablaze. It doesn't matter if it's something that speaks to my talents or gifts, because you would have to explore your own soul and personality to figure out whether what you're doing speaks to your gifts and talents. But people go out and they pick a major, and then they go through years of school, and then they get 5, 10, 15, 20 years into a career, and then realize that, oh my gosh, the thing I've been doing is something that I don't care about. It's something I don't care about. And the way we get there is by not listening to our intuitive urges and the things that mean something to us, because society said you need to make XYZ amount of money. So your pleasure in work, the thing that would fulfill you, is taken away. Because how are you supposed to have fulfillment and meaning from a strong work ethic for things that ultimately do not matter to you? They might pay your bills, they might pay rent, but do they fill you? Does your job pay you something other than money? Or is everything that you do for clout or a paycheck? But you gotta connect to something other than just A plus B equals C in order to find that. The word for what I'm describing is called ikigai. It is that thing that not only will people pay you for, but also you are good at, and something you are passionate about. Personally, I have been very fortunate and blessed to have done that sort of work for my entire career to this point. And as I got closer to the 6-year mark of my career, I said to myself, I don't have enough. I'm not doing enough because I don't have enough money. But the thing I love is something that people will pay me for, and it's something that I am good at. But because the money might not always be the most stable, or because it doesn't typically pay the type of money that you would need in order to be able to say I have an abundant life, you know? Because of that, society made me feel like I'm the loser. Like I'm the one who doesn't get it. And so I tried, right, to add to what I had already done in ways that were less authentic than my original choice. You know, they were not full expressions of who I am. And because of that, the process of trying to attain the next level in my career by taking on what I thought other people would pay me for, it was so much harder. It was so much more difficult because I was doing something that it didn't fit me. I had to try and ice skate uphill to make it happen. And as I'm getting older, I'm finding that it's just easier, to be honest. It's just easier to be your whole self. But you can't do that if you're trying to do your best performance of what society says is valuable. if you're trying to give your best performance of what a man should be, or what a woman should be, or what you should be as you. The idea that people would go through life thinking that society is an expert on me is insane. Society isn't even an expert on itself, to be quite honest with you. So who am I to sit back and let society tell me what I should be passionate about, what I should direct my time and energy to on a day-to-day basis, 40 hours a week of my life, so that I can appease who? So that I can appease you? So that I can appease my landlord? Do I want to give 40 hours a week of my life to appease someone who will throw me out if I don't have $2,100 a month? I don't know. You tell me. So I think people really need to start appreciating the process of soul searching a little bit more. It needs to be something that people do not when they're considered like a quirky emo person, or like a damaged, traumatized person, or somebody who's a little more soft than everyone else. Everyone should be doing this because you have the right to you. All of you, not just the parts of you that you can show off to people on Instagram. You have the right to you. I also want to talk about the impact of rejecting the softer parts of yourself in the dating pool that I think we can all agree has piss in it right now. The reason the dating pool has piss in it is because you have so many people who feel this sense of emptiness and they want it filled, and the men are trying to get it filled one way by chasing after TNA and seeing how many different females they can get. And the women are trying to get it filled by attempting to be as cool a girl as possible so that she can attempt to convince someone on the sly that, hey, maybe I do want to spend time with you. Maybe I do want to be close to you. And we have this culture where people feel empty and they chase after person after person after person. But the people that they pick, do you see them as a person? Do you see them as a person to know, a person with lore, and a person with personhood. Somebody with depth and a mind and their own personal blend of intelligences. Do you see that? Or are you dating people because this is the person that'll look the best next to me? Or this is the person that will pay my bills? One thing that I know for certain about love: you get what you pay for, and you get what you give. Period. If you want love that is deep and rich and real, you cannot give the bare minimum. But that's what a lot of these men are doing, because they don't see any value in the women that they date. They're just randomly grasping at whoever they can get to. And the odd part is, after they get done doing that, they'll sit back and say that the woman that they picked, executed the play with, and then bounced on, that she's the one that was disposable, that she was the one that's a hoe. Really? If you go around giving nothing of value to as many people as possible, and then you claim that each and every person that you give your nothingness to is the hoe, the slut. Sir, that's called projection. You would need to do your inner work in order to be able to heal that. Because the problem lies in you. The problem never lied in what she was wearing or how she presented herself or any of that. The problem lies in the fact that you are so caught off from the way that you feel and your soul urges that all you can hear is your body, what it's telling you to do. There are so many men who have no sexual discipline and they don't see anything wrong with that, but they also want to be a leader at the same time, and that doesn't work. You cannot lead anybody if you have no direction, if you have no sense of self, if you have no sense of who you are and why that matters, to the extent that you would not give the beautiful gift that is your body and your spiritual essence to any and everyone, to try and prove to so-and-so that I'm a player. Around my way, they say, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. So you can be a player if you want, but will it bear you fruit? How long will it take for that to bear you fruit? Let me know in the comments. There's such a thing as the triangle love theory. There's intimate love, there's committed love, and there's fatuous love. Right? Those are the 3 points on the triangle. Intimate love is the love that you have with someone who is your friend. These are the people who say, my lover is my friend. Can you have intimate love if you're not willing to give yourself to someone else? The whole of you. Can you do that? Can you have intimate love if the people that you deal with, you don't see them for who they are? You see them for how they make you look. Committed love is one that I like personally. I respect committed love, you know, because it's people who have arranged marriages. That's like an excellent example of what committed love looks like. And what I like about committed love is that you can't fake committed love. You can fake being someone's friend, and you can even fake being attracted to them. But one thing about committed love, you cannot fake showing up day after day after day after day after day after day. You cannot fake that. Committed love is the type of love that grows every single year you're with someone. But you have to have long game mindset to do committed love. And a lot of people in this society do not have that anymore. They don't value that because everything they want is short term. Everything they want is things that will be important from now to maybe like 7 years from now, but it will get old eventually. But committed love takes discipline, and it takes a willingness to devote and to set yourself on something. And in this society, because when you're in a place that does arranged marriages, right, these are the types of places that you do it because it's your duty, you know? The level of loyalty, the level of discipline and respect that you have to do committed love in a society that tells you that you can and you should do any and every partner. There's only a few people in this society that are capable of committed love. Capable in terms of making that promise and following through, and capable of doing it in such a way that it's not going to be this intolerable life sentence with someone that you cannot stand. You need someone who can commit and follow through, and you need someone who is genuinely enjoyable in this society to make committed love work. But every year you do it, it will be more valuable than it was last year. And you can't always say that for the relationships where, yeah, my partner's my friend, but friendships die if you don't commit to them, if you're not loyal to them, if you're not true to them. When you cut yourself off from the feminine, when you say, my personality doesn't matter, and my heart doesn't matter, and my soul doesn't matter, the only love that you are capable of offering to anyone is fatuous love. This is the type of love that it seems exciting at first because it's erotic. It's very erotic. It's like, it's the type of love that you just see somebody walking down the street and, oh my goodness, I am on fire, right? It's the fireworks feeling. Fatuous love does not last. In the middle of the triangle, they have something very special, because in the middle of the triangle, your partner is your friend, and your partner lights you up. Your partner is sexy, and your partner is inspiring, and your partner is there for you. There is committed love, and there is intimate love, and there is fatuous love. And all of those elements come together to give you consummate love. It's what we want. But our mindsets are why so many people are failing to receive. Because you cannot even come close to consummate love if you don't know thyself and you don't value the personhood in your partner, the full personhood of your partner. You will never touch consummate love without that. And so, this is just my first, and I just wanted to speak on something that means something to me, that I think will help people to give certain things a second thought. If this is a 3 a.m. thought type of video, more power to us, I guess. Give you something to think about. But if I wanted to leave and say anything, I would say those 3 a.m. thoughts, give them a little more credit. The things that you think about that aren't strategic, that aren't scheming, they're not based on politicking or making somebody else think that you, whatever. The thoughts that just rise up out of you. Your truth is in there somewhere. Your truth is in there somewhere. So, If you want ikigai, if you want consummate love, you do have to come to and accept all of yourself. It's the price of admission. And for most of us, it will be scary because most of us have been through things and experienced hurts that we don't like to think about. And we walk paths that are complicated because we have everybody's input to take into consideration. But in the words of Eartha Kitt, the price you pay for being yourself is worth it. So